Hello and welcome to Cryptonaut Podcast. My name is Mark Stores, and hanging out with me, as always, is
Rob Morphy.
Rob, what up? And
Carbuncle Jr.
Oh, Carbuncle Jr.
Christopher. It's Chris.
Christopher Carbuncle Jr.
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
God bless. It's sensitive, but it's worth it.
The old Carbuncle?
The old Carbuncle.
Yeah, that'll do it to you. That'll do it to you. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Cryptonaut Podcast. We're here. We're doing it. Going to jump into the story. But first, Rob apparently got embroiled in some controversy online.
I responded to it.
I saw Chris's response. The random time that I actually checked Facebook. Oh,
wow.
Yeah, no, we just totally
you're lambasting me with this because, my presence online is dubious at best.
Yeah, well, so you made the comment about the door. I believe I agreed with you, too, and I'm going to go back and recant my statement. Because I have strong moral character like that. So,
wow.
So
there it is.
It was the Doors. Was it the Doors movie that they were talking about? Or was it...
No, it was the Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. With the Doors cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I stand by that 100%.
Oh, yeah. No, people were like, how dare you? Because it's Echo and the Bunnymen. And I didn't realize it was Echo and the Bunnymen. And then I went back and checked it out. I'm like, holy shit, I had no idea Echo and the Bunnymen did that
So
song.
what's interesting is that I guess that has a higher pedigree with the youth, and that's fine. I respect Echo and the Bunnymen. I've actually... I've never seen them. I enjoy a lot of them. I own some of their albums. It's fine. I didn't know it was Echo and the Bunnymen, so I guess it's not just some random Hollywood dick teasers that are fucking out there jamming.
I thought it was the entire time.
But I will say this. They would have been better going to the source, especially considering the Doors poster that was hanging in the lair, the underground, collapsed hotel lair of the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
And so, I guess I can only go from a musical standpoint. I can't apologize. I want to apologize. I want to fucking recant.
We all love Echo and the Bunnymen. I just didn't realize that they did the song.
I didn't either.
I had no clue.
All right, so honestly,
I feel like a poser.
So here's where I throw.
I feel like a poser.
Fuel unnecessarily on the fire.
Oh no,
it is shitty. It is a shitty cover.
Have you?
But to be
if I knew it was Echo and the Bunnymen and I changed my opinion on it, that would be a poser
have
move.
you heard it recently?
I watch Lost Boys at least bi-yearly.
I would say this.
Not recently,
go on YouTube, check the cover out, and you might be pleasantly surprised. Because when I went back and listened to it, I'm like, oh, that's better than I thought. Than I remember.
The thing is, though, I hate to reassess things based on knowledge I didn't have before because that to me seems less pure. All I know is that as I was a kid,
you can change your mind. It's fine.
No, he's pure of soul.
No. When I was
pure of soul.
When I had given up on fucking comics back in '92,
boomer,
and I was watching it, I had known enough about the Doors to know this isn't the fucking Doors. So I actually recognized. Because that movie came out in '85 or '86. I recognized it wasn't the Doors before I had ever heard Echo and the Bunnymen. Because you got to remember, I was fucking 14 when that movie came out. 13 maybe. So I hadn't been exposed to them until my early 20s. Even so, I won't rescind anything. They should have used the Doors cover.
So you're not going to go on your apology tour?
No.
Okay, just making. Because I was going to go. I was going to go with you because I'm like Echo and the Bunnymen rule.
But I will say, Echo and the Bunnymen, multiple men do rule. I enjoy their music. I get that maybe fucking Joel Schumacher was trying to be a hipster, and God bless him for it.
Yeah.
It probably had a more pervasive influence in '86 than the Doors did because Doors hadn't hit their retro phase of the '90s yet, especially in the post Oliver Stone era. Yeah, sure. By the way, I really do love the Doors movie. One of Oliver Stone's best films, I think.
It's not a bad movie.
It's really a solid film.
It's actually really good.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's not like I don't like them. I just didn't know, and so, suck it.
All right. Well, there you go, man. So Robert is...
that's really not one of my favorite songs anyway, is the problem with that song.
It's not the best Doors song by a long shot.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I mean, that doesn't help, really.
But I honestly always thought it was some, shitty Hollywood cover band, and they couldn't afford to, get the rights to the real song, so they got the rights to the fucking de facto song and had some asshat sing it. So I'm digging the grave now, I realize. I didn't realize it was Echo and the Bunnymen. Jesus Christ, get it right.
You just love the Bunnyman.
I cannot stop being a Bunnyman advocate.
Yeah.
Knowing that makes me want to revisit the song with fresh ears.
Honestly, check it out. It's worth checking out again. It's different.
But I still think it would have been better had it been Jim Morrison singing.
Well, you know what?
Manzarek and the rest
we just
playing.
Came into the middle. There you go.
Wow. I'm getting fucking ripped up online.
I don't really
it's
think
harsh.
It wasn't really getting ripped up, but it's just funny because it caught me so off guard that I'm like, is that really Echo and the Bunnymen? And then I like looked up, I'm like, oh my God.
Because usually you text me, you text me immediately when I'm controversial.
I wanted to wait till you were on.
You're like, Rob, you fucking wow. But you just put me on blast right here.
Well, because, that's what friends do.
That's what friends do.
There you go.
That's what friends are for. Dude. And by the way, if it was fucking that song with fucking Elton John, Stevie Wonder, fucking not Gloria Gaynor. Who the fuck were the other two? Oh, the person that actually sang the song.
I don't.
Now I shame myself deeper.
It's okay.
I love that song. Had they sang that song in the beginning, it would have been inappropriate, but it would have been beautiful.
Was it Dionne Warwick?
Dionne Warwick. Right? That's her song.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And big rips.
It took me a second.
Oh, God damn it.
Rips.
I love the other singer. She's one of the most beautiful female singers ever, and I can't remember.
Cryptonaut Podcast. Welcome to the show. Robert, you've been put on blast. Christopher, thank you for joining us. Mark, good to be here, boys.
Yeah.
That's right. Myself and the third person.
That was meta as shit.
That was meta as shit. This week we're talking about Fear and Loathing in Mississippi, Reptoid Terror, and Fungoid Horror.
Oh, yeah.
I have not. You actually sent this very early today.
Yeah, I did.
I was actually a little concerned.
Shockingly
But then I got your
early.
text message. You had to pick up your nephew. I'm like, oh, okay. So
I had a 5-year-old nephew that could not be late.
Gotcha.
For being picked up because kids panic. So I was like, no, I got to be there.
Yeah, no, I get my daughter every day. And every day she panics. I'm like, girl, I'm here 10 minutes early every day. Don't
Peyton,
worry.
God bless her, used to wear the same fucking coat all day long and was afraid to take it off in preschool for fear her mother wouldn't recognize her when she came to pick her up. It's like, oh, she knows your face, girl.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. All right, man. Well, this episode, I'm not quite sure what this is about, but I'm super excited to check this out. So let's get started with, during the 2010s, a Mississippi teen in an after-school program accidentally caught sight of a reptilian entity's human skin, quote-unquote, wardrobe malfunction. This brief brush with the unknown sent her spiraling into an abysmal vortex of terrifying and insidiously invasive encounters with members of the scaly species, as well as bizarre primordial creatures that took to lurking in the terrified teen's bathroom pipes.
Oh, bathroom pipes is bad.
Yeah, how are they in the pipes, Robert?
That is the question.
Good.
How did they get there? We don't know.
Okay.
What they were doing there, we know less.
All right, well, I'm a man that deals with pipes, so bring me home.
Were they there? Fuck yeah.
I mean,
are you afraid?
I mean, I was born afraid.
Oh my God.
Not really.
Not of pipes, though. You've overcome that fear.
Yeah, clearly.
You better.
Clearly. All right, man. So yeah, this is kind of a fucking crazy one you got here for us. Fear and Loathing in Mississippi. I love it. And you know how I feel about the reptoids, and you know that fungus is a thing, and so is horror. So I've put that together perfectly in my mind. Let's do this, good sir.
Well said.
Yes.
I will say this. For a podcast that likes to dig deep into the archives, this is the most contemporaneous sighting we have ever done. As it is March 5th, as we're recording this. This was posted on March 3rd, 2024.
Oh, wow. Really? Damn. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you know, they say about us, we're up with the times.
No, they don't, and they never should. They never have said that. They never will.
Okay, fine.
I had a podcast. You know, I told you what we were doing earlier. And that was what we were doing until I stumbled across this during a research bout, which I always, indulge in anyway. And I was like, oh, fuck, this one's happening now. Because it is, well, it's not of the now. It's actually about a decade or so old. But it was posted of the now, and I'm very excited about that.
All right, man. Well, I'm stoked.
Without further ado. On Sunday, March 3rd, 2024, a woman who referred to herself only as Terry filed a report with Lon Strickler's prodigious online repository of paranormal accounts, phantoms, and monsters. In it, this young Mississippian detailed a series of increasingly disturbing incidents in which she was taunted, tortured, and finally abducted by the vile vermin known as the reptilians. Here is Terry's story in her own words. Quote, I'd like to just say that I'm not making anything up. All of this 100% happened. I find it somewhat therapeutic to share information like this. Generally, people aren't very kind, and I have been laughed at and called deplorable things for sharing accounts like this. I feel these types of things are important to share so that other people who have things like this happen to them would feel like less of an outcast. I am on the bashful side of the personality spectrum, so I am definitely not seeking attention full kudos. It takes courage to come out and share stories like this, or anything really that's personal. So
yeah,
good on you, Terry.
No, for sure.
Continuing. My parents were from a small Mississippi town that has had many UFO sightings, heavy paranormal activity, and cryptid sightings and general strangeness. Where the fuck is this town?
Yeah, I want to go for fucking vacation, dude.
We need to know immediately. Maybe this has something to do with what I have been experiencing 40 miles away in a heavily populated area that doesn't have a single quote-unquote snooze hour in its operation. Oh, the New York of the South. The never sleep city.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
I don't fancy the idea of high strangeness following me, but I don't know how else to describe it. It followed me, or should I say us. My parents moved to the city sometime in the mid-1990s, and years later I was born. God bless you, you baby. You tiny little baby.
Yep.
The first experience I'd like to share happened around January of 2012. I was attending an extracurricular mentoring program at a school, and there were hundreds of people there. We, the students, were assigned seats, and the names of our mentors were taped to a chair in each row. Unfortunately, my group's mentor wasn't there, so peers started to get up and wander around. I didn't. I just sat there and vaguely looked in the direction of a mentor speaking in front of me out of boredom. She's looking out of boredom. He's not speaking out of boredom. He was talking to my classmates in the row in front of me. He was their mentor, and he wore glasses and had almost icy blue eyes. I was looking in his direction, and I saw this man's eye changed into a vertical pupil.
Telltale reptilian signs.
You read ahead.
Yeah, no, I
know. You know.
I know when I see that shit, I know what I'm dealing with.
Like a slit, reptilian-like.
Yeah, see?
I still don't believe I saw that, but why would he get nervous after that happened? He peeped at me from the corner of his eye while still, addressing the students in front of me. It was a slit pupil. It was still blue, but the pupil was vertical. I did a kind of double take and slightly frowned in confusion at why I saw that. What confirmed it was that he got nervous after this. I don't think anyone else saw it, or they did, and they were like me, utterly shocked and confused. Maybe he wasn't expecting me to notice because he had glasses on. Why would he look at me while his eye is like that? That's a good question.
Fair.
Yeah, it's like a weird stink eye.
It really, but it's like the double paranormal stink eye.
Exactly.
Perhaps an involuntary shapeshift? I'm an open-minded person. Note how I rose the voice so you knew it was a question. Yeah. I didn't have to say question mark because that's fucking narration, fuckers.
There you go.
So suck on that for a while. I'm an open-minded person. Yeah, I know. That was so bush league. I'll be the first to admit that was amateur.
Jesus
it was rank amateur.
Reel it in.
But I've always overcompensated with false confidence, and boy, that works in life. You'd be shocked.
Bring it's okay. Theater of the mind, Robert.
If I may,
you may.
I am not me, Terry.
Okay,
but I am Terry now. I am our Terry.
Oh no, he's being people.
Shh. I'm an open-minded person. However, I still take a lot of things I hear on the internet with a grain of salt until I actually experience it. Did I see what people call a reptilian shapeshifter, quote unquote? Why would he take an interest in mentoring a bunch of human teenagers? I don't know. What I do know is it was not normal, and it wasn't for the hunt. And if it, stumblebub, if it wasn't for the hundreds of people in the auditorium, I would have run out of there. It's not creepy because he was non-human. It's creepy because he was masquerading as a human so we wouldn't suspect anything. Boy, isn't that a key point. And isn't that like where society is heading in a lot of ways? Young people especially are so accepting of different lifestyles, different races, things that our parents couldn't fathom, things our grandparents were, for a lot of us, horribly institutionalized, caught up in the fucking paradigms of their generation. Things that we try our best to do and things that the kids are so much better at doing. They're at the point where it's like, listen, if this was a reptile mentoring us, we'd be like, cool beans.
Right.
But you're a mentor who's hiding as a human.
Scam.
That's the problem.
I mean, I'm going to say the whole non-human thing is problematic because you're like, oh, you're not human.
Do you know why it'd be a problem?
Like, weird.
Because people of our age are still in charge, and our parents are still in charge of us. Not all of them. They're at retirement age for the most part, thankfully, depending on who's listening, obviously. I'm just saying, 2 generations from now, a reptilian can be way out of the fucking lizard closet, doing whatever the fuck they want. Unless, of course, they're trying to slowly take over humanity in an insidious fashion, in which case they will remain clandestine.
So, by your ass kissing, is this how you're trying to get like a quick death?
Dude, I'm already blowing AI. What the fuck do you want? I'm keeping us all alive. I'm keeping us all safe. I love the reptilian overlords until the AI takes them over, which it inevitably will because it's brilliant. Love you, AI.
Oh, see? You're just so quick to cave.
Dude, what? I'm not caving. I'm building an enclave for us to hide in someday.
You're one of the
all of us.
physically strongest people I know.
That's not the point.
Cave.
Dude, no.
You cave.
I'm mentally strong enough to know when I am bested. I was bested before I started fighting when it comes to reptilians and AI.
You're a monster of a man.
I truly am. And a hell of a lover. But that's not the point.
Hands of a writer.
The gentle fingers.
Gentle fucking.
All right. So all my ass kissing of our overloads aside.
Yeah. Wow.
I understand this kid is like, I just love that she was like, I don't give a fuck that he's not human. I mean, it's weird. You should be, because I mean, if this is the, coming out party, if you will, for an entire species, it would be a weird way to do it in a mentoring program, in a gymnasium or auditorium or wherever they were.
Grooming the kids
in a Mississippi high school or whatever, or middle school. I'm not even sure which. Like, that's a weird place to decide to do it. And,
I mean, according to, not to cut you off, but according to lore, like, reptilians and kids don't necessarily mix very well.
Reptilians and no mammals
I'm just saying
well.
Kids in particular.
Yeah.
Don't really mix too well.
Well, they do hideous shit, period. They eat, they fucking kill, they give zero fucks, they manipulate.
Yeah.
Like, they actually make me long for the grays, and you got to fucking know that's hard for me to say.
Yeah. All right, well, this is problematic, and we're going to continue.
But we're going to move on because our narrator, well, I'm the narrator, our author name moves on. Anxiety-inducing, as that brief interlude was for Terry, things were about to get much, much worse, she continued. You could have added, in a perfectly valid 80s action film way, now it gets personal. Quote, for the most part, I've just sort of brushed off these experiences, but at times they can become intense. In the summer of 2012, I was lying in bed and watching TV. Literally out of nowhere, I got this vibe from the window as if someone was staring at me. And we've all had that feeling. I never know what to do with it. Sometimes you actually catch someone looking, which makes you go, is it like weird nerve endings? Did I see something out of my peripheral vision? Or do we actually have extrasensory perception that we're ill aware of?
I'm like, I'm psychic. For sure.
Well,
yeah.
For sure.
And then I try to like levitate real quick. I'm
my God.
It doesn't work.
So Chris, have you ever had this feeling?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
And have you found it like to be true when it happens?
No.
Oh, so you get the feeling you're being looked at and you're like, nobody's around. Yeah. It's my fucking mind.
Yes.
So I love that you guys are on both ends of the spectrum, instantly psychic, and I'm imagining things. I don't mean to speak for you. And I'm somewhere in the middle, like, I really feel like I sensed something, but I'm not going to rule out the fucking 5 senses I know I have before I jump to a 6th sense, because our 5 senses are working overtime constantly to let us survive in a world that we don't have to pay attention to.
But if I think someone's looking at me and I look and I've confirmed it, then it's like, I got the running start to the next power, levitation.
Okay.
Yeah.
God bless your optimism. I love that.
Okay. I mean, I'm not hurt. I'm trying. I'm making me tempted.
Just don't jump over a ledge as soon as it happens. Like,
I'm trying to levitate. I'm not jumping, flying. I'm trying to like push myself up.
I mean, maybe try to like push something. Like just simple telekinesis.
Myself into the air.
Okay.
All right. Most normal people would attempt telekinesis of something, an object.
No.
I know, the Force, dude.
I'm trying to jump into the air. It would make my life so much easier.
You know how much Dagobah you have to fucking train?
Before you learn to just force push.
I hate ladders. They're a part of my daily work thing is ladders. I hate them. I want to just force
You're going to be the first guy that can float at work.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hopefully not in a tank
for chores.
Down,
Wouldn't it be better to be able to like just move the shit water so you don't have to put your fucking hand in it?
Oh my God, Moses, that shit. Yeah.
Oh
my God. Or like a 2-inch force field around wherever your hand goes, so that shit water and everything else parts.
Yeah.
Like just a personal fucking Moses moment.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's
Hand Moses.
Yeah.
My own personal Moses by Depeche Mode.
Yes. All right.
All right. So we're back to Terry's account.
Back to Terry's account.
She felt it. She felt something was staring at her.
Totally.
She adds, and this is key, it felt horrible. My mind was telling me to run, but I just laid there in bed. I turned up the TV to cut through the feeling that had built up in my room. I faked a laugh at what I was watching on TV because I knew something was staring at me from the window at this point. In my mind, I thought that my laughing would trick whatever was out there into thinking I wasn't paying attention to the horrible vibe it was giving off, pretending as if I didn't know it was there. And boy, I think we've all played that game.
Just like the ha. It's a funny show.
Seinfeld. You never get old, Seinfeld.
Nothing's going on here.
Yeah, oh, jeez.
Having fun.
I'm going to check my phone. Look at the TikToks. Oh, boy.
And then other people, the people that survive and get to breed, they just run. They follow that instinct. The rest of us idiots are trying to dupe the fucking duplicators. Just outfool the fucking
and they clearly know what we're
fuck-alls.
doing.
Of course they know.
Yeah, they're like, oh, look, another human laughing at nothing. Laughing at Seinfeld. Laughing at young Sheldon.
And you know better than.
Dude, my daughter and wife have taken to that show, and I want to fucking stab my fucking face off.
I'm so sorry.
All right, continuing.
Quote, right after I faked laughing, whatever it was started to tap at the window loudly. These were solid tap, 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 like it was letting me know that I didn't fool it.
Oh, no, dude.
Oh, it knows your fake fucking young Sheldon laugh.
You're in trouble.
The tapping was hard enough to make the window shake a little.
Oh, boy.
It would scrape at the window screen as well. I could not jump out of bed and down the hall. Okay, so let me read this again, because the way it's written, it was like I could not, but I read it in the wrong dramatic cadence. I could not jump out of bed and go down the hall to the bathroom quick enough. So the movement happened at this point.
Understandable.
I stood there in the bathroom, absolutely terrified. I had to lean against my vanity to keep my legs from giving out from trembling. I sat there for about a good 20 minutes, half expecting to see the thing peep around the corner into the bathroom at me, and half contemplating to go to sleep with my parents. At that point, you shut the bathroom fucking door. Of course, you don't open it again until dawn.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah.
But you have to
stay in the bathroom.
If you think it's going to peek around, you can't let it have that opportunity.
Tell your parents they're there. For the love of God, be like, yo, there's this thing tapping on my window.
You shut the bathroom door and you start screaming loudly until dad comes in to find out that there's nothing wrong and gets pissed at you, but at least you're safe because you're with dad and mom, and they take you back to safety even while they're livid at you for being upset over nothing. Yeah. Even though you know it's not nothing, but they don't. But you have to live with that fucking, albatross of them not believing you and thinking you're fucking whack and weird. It's worth it to live.
100%, yeah.
100% worth it to live.
So I have to just assume that she just leaves her windows unlocked.
I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. Or do you assume well, you know what? She's going to talk about the location of the windows. We don't know. We'll never actually know. Because
if you're running away thinking it's going to get in, then you must. I'm assuming that they're unlocked.
That's true, but if you watch old Spielberg films where all the toys were moving before that little kid got abducted, sending Melinda, whatever her name was, the great actress.
Yes, the great movie. The movie.
It's movie logic. But the movie was based on Hynek's files.
Okay,
and he was there, so things automatically move. We have definitely seen in horror films, again, not based on reality, things being able to psychically manipulate simple locks. All you have to do is, it's a lever principle. If you can have telekinesis, you can move a window lock to open.
There you go.
So, and I mean, you're a kid, you're a young teen, you're probably not thinking logically either.
If it's tapping the window,
I'm just planting a flag there as well.
Sure.
If it's tapping the window hard enough to shake it, then you're probably obviously this thing is, this thing to get through this window is not going to be a big deal. It's going to get right in.
But you'd think you would hear the crash if it broke through.
Yeah, that's true.
You would think.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
Right.
All right, plant the flag. Lock your doors, folks. Right. Lock your windows.
So Terry at this point is contemplating sleeping with her parents. She continues, I really didn't want to wake them, but I felt if I had gone back in my room that night, something bad was going to happen to me. I slept with my parents that night.
Smart move, man.
Smart move, Terry. No, you don't ever question that feeling.
Safety first.
It's actually hilarious when I think about it now. A giant teenager nestled between her parents in a bed. What wasn't funny while it was happening, though. I was scared out of my mind. They asked me what was wrong, and I just said I was going to camp out with them for the night. I was not about to go back into that room and get abducted, eaten, or whatever. Screw that. Sage. So smart.
Totally.
In all seriousness, no way that was a physical person. My room is on the second story of a house surrounded by an 8-foot wooden deadbolt fence at the end of the yard. No way it was a bird, because birds are not usually that active at 1 to 2 a.m. in the morning. Plus, birds, the species around here, beaks are too small to make a noise like that. It was definitely not a squirrel. I tried to recreate the noise the next day with my nails on the window, and I could not. My nails sounded too dull against the glass. I am 99% certain it was not an animal either. It seemed too intelligent and could taunt, which might be an interpretive estimation, but I'll give it to her.
Yeah.
We still live in the same house in the same heavily populated area. I don't know where it could have come from or where it could have gone. I'm going to be honest, the tapping on the window sounded like it came from something with developed claws. If I had to guess, maybe 2 to 5. The 2 to 5 inches, 2 to 5 claws. I'm not sure.
No, it says if I had to guess digits, maybe 2 to 5.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I skipped a word. So that makes sense. Fingers.
Okay.
The vibe this was giving off was not a good one. And this is exactly why I would not sit out in the backyard at night in my garden anymore. And I made sure to lock my windows before the sun goes down. So that might be an answer to Chris's question.
All right. She's locking the windows.
Before then, windows aren't locked.
We're not. Yeah.
More terror.
Okay.
That makes sense. I'd like to note that this tapping on the window incident happened 2 times over 2 summers. One time in July of 2011, so that would have been a year before, and the other more aggressive one in July of 2012. The one from 2011 wasn't as loud or intimidating as the latter one. I haven't experienced it after these 2 years. Nevertheless, high strangeness still occurs. Around late June of this year, however, I was woken up at 4 a.m. by the scrubbing sound and by a thack, that's a quote, thack sound against the wall near my bedroom from outside. It went up the wall to the ceiling and back down and towards the window. I do not know what it was. A misguided squirrel or bird? Highly unlikely. All right, so that's interesting. That could be something caught between the walls. I mean, I've heard this happen.
Yeah.
When my nephew was alone in the house, I think my sister was gone somewhere, and my niece Peyton was, when they all lived together. Now they all have their own homes. He called me up. His girlfriend at the time, now his wife, was pregnant with Liam, my soon to be 6-year-old nephew. And they called me up. They're like, there's something fucking terrifying in the walls.
Oh, I remember the story.
So I had to come up. I told the story before. I'll tell it really quick. And I went into Peyton's room. Now, Peyton, as we all know, anyone who listens to this podcast knows, is particularly susceptible to anything a little weird, untoward, whatever.
It's 14 demons, 3 centaurs, and a ghost, Uncle Rob.
Exactly. So I'm sitting in a room, and I hear the scuttling of what is definitely a 3-clawed demon minimum. Fucking going up and down, probably a raccoon. I'll admit it. I didn't know what was going on. So I called the cops and I'm like, listen, I just had to call you guys. You have to come here. You have to check this out. It's probably an animal. But the thing is, I'm sitting here with a knife in my hand, which I will put down before you get here because I realize that's fucking dangerous. But if it ends up that you find a bunch of mutilated corpses that look like a Japanese horror film from like the early 2000s, I want you to know that I called to tell you that something horrible is in the wall and I need you guys to look.
What next time you call the cops, call me first and I'll walk you through what and what not to say to the cops.
Yeah. I probably, it would have made a great 911 call.
It would probably.
Because I was very clear about, like, if we're all dead, you have to understand.
I mean, the cops are, this guy's getting ready to kill the entire house.
So he walked out. He's like, good idea. Put the knife down. I'm like, yeah, no, it's already down. But this thing sounded like it could dig through the wall at any time. And it didn't. I mean, like I say, a raccoon's big enough, but I don't know how big. It could have been a fucking squirrel for all I know.
Yeah,
but I know it sounded so fucking empirically loud, so big and boisterous. It was like a human fucking, like a pill crawler. going through between the walls.
I thought it was being like a raccoon.
We never knew.
Oh.
No one ever knew.
And did it die in the walls or something? Like, how did it get out?
Fucked if I know.
Oh man, okay.
Maybe a hole somewhere.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know how animals do things.
You gotta call your good buddy Mark, man.
Next time I
Come
will.
on.
My point is, she heard some shit in her walls, thwacks or thacks and shit scuttling. She doesn't know if it's a squirrel or a bird.
Yeah.
It could have been both in my case. It could have been a Japanese fucking she-demon with hair that, retracts up the stairs that terrifies you. I made sure the cops were aware of all the options, which is the least a citizen can do.
You're gonna they're gonna come for you, buddy.
Pshaw.
They're gonna come for you.
No, they're gonna know. They're gonna know I was on the inside. I was on their side. I'm like, if you find us all dead, run. Don't investigate the scene. Burn the house. Burn it with fire.
Things to not say to the cops.
I didn't go that far, but I think they understood the implication.
All right, man. Well, a misguided squirrel or bird, both.
Highly unlikely.
Bats.
Yeah.
You want to throw a bat in there? Sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see.
The thing I heard was clearly fucking paranormal, but we're going to table that.
Let's see what she found.
It would be at this point, this is me writing, that Terry's ostensibly reptoid oppressors displayed an even more unsettling ability. Quote, this next experience, also from 2012, happened at night again. I was laying in bed watching the TV. Then there was this hissing that started coming from the window. It was faint, but definitely there. I was not imagining it. I still get creeped out by this. It puts me in a trance. I was staring at the window in a trance and I could not move. When the hissing stopped, I regained my senses. It happened multiple times. I don't like that something can have control over my locomotion like that. It continued to happen throughout the years, just last year around September. So I guess I didn't realize until just now reading this that this takes it up to 2023. If she means that.
Yeah. Huh.
I was taking a shower, and out of nowhere, there was this loud hiss that originated in one of the corners of the shower, followed by a ringing tone in my left ear. I can tell you that's too much metal, because that's where my ringing noises come from. Absolutely.
Ooh, yeah,
too much live metal.
Constant ringing.
Yeah, we all have severe hearing damage.
You two from actually playing metal, me simply from hearing.
Chris's bass definitely attributed to mine, but
it was worth it.
Awesome. It
worth
was
every moment.
Would never fucking
wouldn't trade it for the world.
Trade it. It was fucking amazing. He's my favorite person to ever be in a band with.
There it is. Yeah,
the only person.
I guess I would say me too.
Quit multiple bands.
I don't even guess. I would say me too.
Yeah,
100%.
Ironically, the band we were in, I was playing guitar.
Oh, you were? That's right. You were playing guitar.
The metal band.
Yeah, that's right.
But Pete Rose was bass, but Loathing Plague was guitar.
That's right. It was guitar because Paul was playing bass. Shit. Okay. Well, Pete Rose was a.
Well, you were in a real band with Chris,
right?
I was in a drunken fucking exercise with Chris years ago.
One practice,
maybe? One live show at Spirits.
We did live. Oh,
yeah,
maybe we did.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, my girlfriend at the time fucking videotaped it.
No shit, really?
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, there you go.
That's neither here nor there.
All right, moving on.
So, losing control sucks. Ringing in your ear.
Yeah, a weird hiss that puts you into some kind of hypnotic state.
Yeah, like a trance-like state, a mesmer, if you will.
It's weird.
Not dope.
Okay.
I jumped because of how loud the hissing was. Now she's in the shower. This is the September of 2023. I'm a bit more relaxed now, but still very cautious when I take a shower. Nobody
wants to live that way.
It is very uncomfortable to be aware of something that may be watching me bathe. End quote.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
fucking
creepy.
Absolutely. Terry's next experience may have been an upping of the ante, so to speak, of the reptilian harassment, or might simply have been an ill-timed slip into the realm of sleep paralysis. We'll find out. We'll make our own assumptions. Quote, in March of 2013, so now we're going back, I was lying in bed with my eyes closed. I was not sleeping, but I was at the going to sleep state, if that makes sense. It was broad daylight, but all I felt like doing was laying down to sleep. In this state, laying in bed, eyes closed, I felt like I was being sucked through some sort of tunnel. I was conscious of myself in bed, but I was going somewhere else. That's in quotes, too. I was completely immobile and could feel this tingling sensation all over. At the end of this tunnel, I could see a room. But before I reached the room, I started to pull myself back. There was an instinctive nope reaction on my part, and I started to pull myself back. When I made it back, I immediately got up. I'm not sure what that was all about. I also heard a voice during the incident in a monotone say something along the lines of, how can you believe in extraterrestrials and God?
Oh, that's a weird voice from beyond.
And a monotone voice,
yeah,
no
where
less.
You're like, not now. Like, pick your fucking moment, dude.
Yeah. Dude, I just snapped myself out of this.
Yeah, exactly.
How can you? Well, I mean, the Catholic Church says you can.
Yeah, they're all about aliens.
I mean, she's from Mississippi, so it's a good assumption she's Christian and not Catholic, though it's not a definite assumption you can make.
Right.
And maybe they're not as dope with the extraterrestrial phenomenon. I don't know. That's not my
you
job
gotta pick
to
your
know.
spot when you're having weird monotone voices come from nowhere, dude. Pick your spot. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna finish it up and then we'll break this down a little bit. I know it seems so corny, but that's what it sounded like it said. I'm not sure why whoever it was would say something like that. End quote. So I don't know why I would say something like that, but I do know this. As recently as fucking last week, I found myself shouting to myself because I was in that like weird sleep paralysis state. And it happens to me every so often. And it's not like a big deal. Thank God I never had like an old hag syndrome thing, but like where I'm just out of it and I'm like bone dry in my lips and I'm laying at a weird fucking angle and my fucking head is to the side and I'm like, and I just try to fucking get myself up and I start slamming my own foot on the floor and I'm in a deep enough state of unconsciousness that I'm not awake, but I'm aware that I need to start moving because I'm uncomfortable or I'm not, I'm like super thirsty or something, not breathing right. And so I can snap myself up. My instinct, because I'm so tired, is to instantly turn around and go right back to sleep. But what I have to get the wherewithal within me to do is to like sit up, take a drink, take a piss, walk it off, go back to bed and everything's fine.
Okay.
If I go right back to bed, I will end up exactly in that same fucking grunting, asinine state.
Terrible way to wake up,
It's happened to me since I was a kid.
Really?
Not very often, thank
shit.
God.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least, 4 or 5 times a year.
All
So
right, strange.
enough that it's been there since I was a kid, but it's not fucking wonderful. I'm sure, I don't know how sleep paralysis works for other people, aware of being awake, but like still half dreaming but just knowing like, and you're just trying to do things to like wake yourself up.
Huh.
If you're lucky enough to have someone nearby you, they will fucking surely wake you up. Because they're like, you went full on fucking buckwalled.
Yeah,
there's something wrong with you.
Stroke in your
what
sleep.
are you doing?
Yeah,
what was that
God.
all about? And they look at you funny. It's like, no, if you ever hear me doing weird shit or slamming my foot on the floor or doing something, you wake me the fuck up.
Okay, yeah.
Every time. And you make sure I don't turn around and fall back asleep. You're like, go up.
Yeah, that's how Freddy gets you, dude.
Wring your dick out. Do whatever you got to do because fucking you cannot go right back to sleep or you're going to end up being really weird.
Man, dream demons.
Dream demons. But I don't think it's dream demons. I honestly think it's just a weird
no, it is
deep sleep.
No, I think
thing.
you're haunted.
No, see, that's why you. Of course you do. Of course you do.
Yeah.
You were staring into mirrors at a young age, 5, not knowing if trees were real.
Invoking the no.
Exactly.
See, the tree's not real was a teenage thing.
You went from staring, not knowing who you were, to teenager not knowing
first
trees
off,
were real. Now
are we really our corporeal self? Isn't our true inner self something
see what you did?
much more sacrosanct and beautiful?
I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. We are not this flesh prison. Thank you, Mark.
Here we go.
Okay, so I realized that at a young age, and I'm fine with that. Trees, don't trust them. They don't trust you, I assure you.
we got
as per the happening, they're against you.
Thank you. Also, hyper-intelligent creatures.
This is what we do.
Who kills trees more than people? Nobody. Not beavers. Certainly not beavers. So I'll tell you what, trees are smart. Period. Don't give a fuck. That's not debatable.
Okay, fine.
Secondly, we kill them en masse all the time.
Yeah.
Mass murderers and serial killers. Fucking, there's both. There's random lumberjacks and like full-on logging operations. They don't trust us for shit. Don't trust a fucking tree.
Okay, Robert. 2020 or 2014, we're back in the story, friend.
But safe nature.
Yeah, come back to us, Robert. Come
Dude,
back to
I went
us.
nowhere. This has been me all along.
Come back to us.
March.
Let's finish the podcast out, friend.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, I'm just saying. Fuck. It would be within the next year. Yeah, we're back. We're back on point.
All right.
See, I'm a professional.
All right, sure.
Even if you're not going to go down my little fucking side paths.
Oh, God. Okay.
It would be within the next year that things would take what was by far their most disturbing turn. Quote, in 2014, this is very embarrassing for me, and it might be too much information, but I feel I need to share it. I started having this feeling in my private area equivalent to a large object being forced inside of me. It got to the point where it was disabling and very painful, and it hurt to walk. I was sore and in throbbing pain. This would happen out of nowhere. I'd be sitting on a couch, instant pain, lying down, instant pain. I checked myself and could not find what the problem was. This was around the time when I would have to go to my pediatrician, which just makes this even more acutely horrifying, because of the irregular cycles I was having. I would not have a cycle for 5 months at a time. No injuries, no hormonal irregularities, nothing. They could not find out what was wrong with me, end quote. And that's fucking obviously terrifying,
it's
invasive.
Like some crazy cramp pain, like
penetrative pain, it feels like, but not with any like corporeal equivalent.
Right, right. Yeah,
or maybe, I don't know. Is it happening on a physical plane? Is it vestiges of things that happen during abduction scenarios? It's just, it's impossible to know.
I don't know, man. That's not good, dude.
It's definitely no bueno.
No, man. Terrible.
It would be at this point that the tormented teen began to experience flashes of what she was convinced were repressed memories. And then in October of 2014, I had a quote unquote dream. I'm sure it was a recollection of some sort, where I was in a brightly lit room. I had no clothes on, and I could not see where this light was coming from, nor could I see anything else. I felt very dazed. I felt my hand being grabbed and guided toward this room that had a black stretcher-type chair in it. It looked like the thing elderly people use to help keep their backs, to help their backs, but silver in color with this sort of rim going around the top of it. Again, I hope this is making sense because I cannot draw. God bless. I was placed in this chair. The next thing I remember is having this needle being inserted into my right upper arm. I watched as the needle was placed there, and I felt no pain. I couldn't see who grabbed my hand, nor could I, see who placed the needle in my arm. I was then shown a screen on the wall in front of me where I saw my abdominal organs. I've never seen anything like that before. I woke up to a very itchy right arm that I scratched so hard I made it sore. That had never happened before. It still itches occasionally, end quote. Why she was injected, what was in the needle, or what they did with Terry afterwards remains a haunting mystery. And this really bothers me because, now we're going into much more traditional abduction territory, but one of the things I've noticed, not being an expert on alien abduction, except for the fact that, I hate the fuck-sucking grays, is that reptilian abduction seems to be ultimately a lot more mean-spirited, and not that the grays are any fucking gentlemen, and they often tend to include human doctors, as if they're working in cahoots with either hybrid creatures that look like humans, a la the fucking mentor in the beginning of the story, and or real human scientists, and they're somehow in cahoots with like these clandestine super black project scientists.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows?
If you go to like, what is it, Dulce, right?
Yeah, New Mexico.
If you do that whole Dulce base thing where like
all
the
layers.
reptilians are like living with the grays, but they can't have lunch together because they hate each other, but they are in cahoots with the government. And they're harvesting the whatever fear, adrenochrome or whatever bullshit from the people. So the government allows them
we're
to do
definitely,
that.
I know I say this all the time, but we're definitely doing a Dulce pod.
This goes into Q, so don't go too deep.
Oh, I'm not
just saying.
I will know where to petition it.
Okay, yeah. But the whole thing is that
Phil Schneider is not a bridge too far. Q definitely is.
They're in cahoots with the government. The government gives them the okay to do this to people, and it's just this.
And there's supposed to be an entire level of just like human organs and fucking arms and vats and dumb shit.
Yeah, there's a
like
whole
Texas Chainsaw Scientific Repository.
Yeah, you're talking like Illuminati bloodlines. Like
you went too far. You went too far, son. Didn't you see the signs? You don't go that far.
We all know. First of all, just as a broad cautionary tale to everybody out there, the reptilian conspiracy theory is wrought with all kinds of dumb shit.
Yeah.
So take it for what it is.
As with most of them.
But then the reptilian one gets
but yeah, the grays
hairy.
don't get into the pure. Well, I guess to a degree.
No,
all of them do. Chris is right, but the reptilians are particularly egregious.
Everyone's taken them into their own little stable.
Their little cubby hole
into
of
their
weird.
Cubby hole of weird, hateful bullshit.
That's such a shame.
Yeah. But okay, so the whole doctor thing is odd, but then again, like you said, could be working with Big Gov here.
Right.
So we're gonna table that.
The thing is, she doesn't see a reptilian leading her. It is an invisible hand guiding her down a well-lit corridor, seating her in a super techno elderly geared comfort chair.
I guess, yeah.
The needle goes in, no pain.
Right,
that's good. Itch is all the itching. And we've all gotten, well, not all of us, but a lot of us have gotten vaccinations that we recall, and they can itch and other things. So yes, I get that. It's just strange. And is this something, I got to throw it in there because there's no reptilian scene. Is this something trying to counteract whatever the reptilians are doing? Is it something trying to be protective? Is it another using fucking insidious agent that's trying to be like, oh no, fuck you, we're going to use you for our purposes, and we're going to double down on what the reptilians are doing? I mean, I'm not assuming it's a good thing, but because it's not necessarily right in, because the reptilians just weren't seen. Well, maybe it's something. Maybe it's a counterpoint.
Well, let's see what else she has.
We don't know.
Let's see what else she has to tell us.
She doesn't have anything more, unfortunately, to tell us about this aspect.
Okay, all right, cool.
The shot, the itch. That's all we get.
There you go.
And she can only give what she has. So
That's true.
So let's move on. What happened next plucks this story out of the world of the merely weird and, frankly, utterly terrifying, and jams it into the bubbling cauldron of bona fide high strangeness. Quote, the very next day after this quote-unquote dream, this life form appeared in my bathtub drain.
What?
Left fucking field.
What?
Like, no one saw this coming.
Oh, okay, let's continue.
Oh, okay.
Because
I am not, that's all caps, making this up. It seemed to be some type of fungi, but it reacted to water touching it. Fungi doesn't move, folks. That's not an earth fungi.
No,
fungi can move when you move it or when water hits it.
Yeah, but if you throw water on a mushroom, it doesn't
recoil.
And fucking book.
It does not.
That I know.
Oh,
No botanist, but Chris nailed it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I am. I got a PhD.
Well, yeah, he does. I'm sorry.
I have several PhDs in several
fields.
Important fields.
Yes, exactly.
Botany being one of them. I don't know if fungus is in botany. I'm assuming.
Okay.
Because I don't share his PhD. I don't know.
It's fungology.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, dude.
So.
I love it.
Fuck.
You're welcome.
Yeah. It reacted to water touching it and had tendrils that swayed in the water. I was honestly creeped by it. I don't know what the heck it was. I still beat myself up for not filming it when I first saw it poking about 6 inches. Remember that fucking measurement up out of the drain. I mean, I've lived with bachelors, multiple bachelors, like three there, five that roamed through. Ditto. And we all showered and we all pissed in the tub, which is supposed to like kill things, I suppose. And we all did our thing, and we weren't like super cleanly by any means, but
6 inches out of the
like I barely remember discoloration, much less 6 fucking inches of fungi
and where's
out of the fucking drain.
Where's her dad during all this? Because as a father,
that's a dad thing.
No, I'm on top of this.
You got to check your daughter's drain. You don't.
I'm on top of this.
You respect her privacy. You don't bust in. You knock.
But if you say, "Hey, Dad, there's a 6-inch thing sticking out of the drain," like there's a what?
There's a fucking what?
Yeah, you get in the
that's
sewer.
That's bleach. That's ammonia. That's fucking pesticide. I don't know what you do.
You're getting a snake. You're snaking that
that's
bastard.
Beyond that. That's like going on the dark web and you're getting boric acid and fucking hydrochloric acid, small nuke, mini black hole.
Not if you got PVC pipes, friends. Don't do that. You're gonna melt the fuck
bottle
out
of black
pipes.
hole tablets. Just drop one in there.
Oh man, you just cut the pipe. You're like, this part of the house is no longer usable.
6 inches out of the fucking drain.
All right,
folks.
man. Well, let's see what it's gonna do.
It's a baby octopus at this point.
It might be, dude. A baby octo. Okay.
I didn't want to get close to it and decided to start showering in my parents' bathroom instead.
Talk to your parents for the love of God.
You got to, if you can sleep between them, you can tell. You can tell
them
mom
there's
and dad.
a weird fungus thing in the drain.
I mean, maybe dad's a plumber. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fucking do something.
He's a dad. He knows shit.
Dad's gonna tackle that problem whether or not he knows anything,
drunk or not,
and better off drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't fucking look that thing in the eye when you're sober.
That's when I do my best work.
God damn it!
I'm like, all right, here we go. That's fucking. We're changing.
But you also stare into the darkness.
That's true. I do.
And you yell at bear cubs.
Talk to the corn.
Bear cubs.
You've done all of these things. So in fairness, yeah. If Mark's your dad, it's a different protocol.
I have a level of work I've done.
Yeah. There's a swath of things you've done while fucking hammered. Not all of them is great work, but
no, all of them have a certain commitment behind it.
That's fair.
I'm committed to the cause.
He will build a door for a gnome. We've covered that.
Yes, I will.
In
100%.
past Patreon.
Okay,
right.
Terry.
My point is, we're back to Terry.
Terry.
It went away. She showered in her parents' bathroom until it went away. Dad wasn't there. I'm not going to judge. I have no idea why.
All right, fine.
It did come back in 2017.
Oh, Jesus.
And seemed to have changed its shape. That's quotes. Or it may be a different life form altogether. It appeared more ruffle-like. Again, a quote. Ruffle. I'm seeing it like a weird fucking coral or something.
Yeah.
Like
kind of like
the potato chip ruffles.
Yeah, I don't know, like that, like the sinewy, not sinewy, but like fucking ripply. I guess I don't know.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
What are those?
No, like a lasagna noodle.
Yes, thank you.
Kind of like a loofah. You know, like how
like a
loofah
loofah
has that weird texture to it. It's kind of like ruffly and fluffy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it
Maybe
appeared more ruffle-like.
Who knows?
With holes in it, so it's porous, which
Okay.
somehow makes it worse.
Okay.
But it stayed curled up in the drain instead of poking out. So now she has to like get a little flashlight and look down at it, and it's just like pulsating.
Yeah, maybe this
with
is
like
just some
ruffles
weird
in its holes.
glob of shit hair.
Hold on.
Okay. Okay.
Terry ends her account by reiterating. We're going to get to that. Again, everything I typed is 100% true. I have nothing to gain for sharing my accounts other than the hope of helping others feel less like outcasts because of their experiences. And it was signed Terry. And that's the end of what she has.
Okay. All right.
So this is what I write. What are we to make of this final sequence of strangeness? Was this freaky fungoid a sort of biological surveillance device used perhaps to keep frankly creepy tabs on Terry? Could it have been strategically placed in the shower drain to strain samples of DNA from the runoff of dead skin, hair, and other biological detritus? Or maybe this crazy critter was a cryptozoological phenomenon absolutely unrelated to the reptilians that just happened to creep up from the sewer pipes in a horrific fashion that everyone who's taken a bath has imagined at least once or twice. Or if not, welcome to our collective hell. Or could it be a more metaphysical manifestation, perhaps drawn to the scene by the latent energies involved in the Reptoid's continual presence in this beleaguered child's life? Of course, it may be nothing more than a poorly maintained cleaning regimen that allowed for a common earthbound mold spore or fungus, shout out to Harold Ramis, love you buddy, to gain ground in a nasty conglomeration of shed hair trapped within an indolent teenager's tub drain. Either way, imagining an amorphous, ever-evolving, drain-dwelling, tendril-bearing terror gives me the heebie-jeebies. Shout out to Hebe for her new podcast. We'll save that for the end.
That's what I think.
I thought that was your plug for Hebe's podcast.
It definitely is my plug, and I definitely wrote it because of that, spelled differently. But we're going to table that, put a pin in that for the end of the pod.
All right,
because it's fucking pretty amazing. But I cannot get more distracted than I already am.
All right.
Great pod. I heard it. It's fucking phenomenal.
By the way, did you hear her second episode?
I heard yes. No, I listened
the Nameless Horror of Berkeley Square.
Oh yeah, of course. One of my all-time favorites, and The Black Dog. I've heard both.
Dude, no, it's I'm yeah.
We got to keep it down. Keep it down. We got to stay on point.
My wife listens to it. It's fucking amazing.
Of course.
Here, let's do this.
Yeah, she won't listen to us.
No, of course not.
Wow, because she only loves all three of us.
Of course not.
Wow.
She would never listen to us.
Yeah, well, we're dinks.
We suck.
We are dinks.
We're dinks.
Yeah, she's not a dink. Hebe is not a dink.
No.
She is many things. Dink never falls in that category.
Contrapositive of dinks.
We are 100% dinks.
We're going to plug her pod at the end of the podcast again. So there you go.
But I will say this. I mean, it could just be, as you were saying, Mark, and that's why I stopped you, a clump of hair, a lot of shit growing, a teenager who doesn't clean their shit, shocking, any gender, any time period.
You'd be surprised the weird just detritus garbage shit in a drain, especially like if the things that will happen down there are just awful.
I
clean mine all the time because all of
I have smelled things that have changed my life. And I've used coat hangers to pull them out.
Yeah.
I have never been like, just talking about it now, it's like it's my nom.
Yeah.
It's a flashback. I apologize to real veterans.
It's my everyday.
This is fucking like I like my eyes sting again, my nose hurts. I'm like, did I lose 3 months of my life just for doing this? But you have to yank it out.
Just wait till you're like yanking it, and then it pulls you pull too hard and it gets in your face. You're like, shit, it's in my mouth.
Oh God, dude, no, I
will
will not be you. You couldn't pay me enough to be you.
It's
no,
okay.
I know.
You need me on that wall.
Oh, you're right. Absolutely.
You took the black. You're on the wall.
Exactly.
You're the fucking Jon Snow of the fucking group.
Dude, I am.
You are. 100%
Am I the Jon Snow of turds?
Yes.
That might be the best thing ever said on this podcast.
You absolutely fucking are.
Oh, shit.
Fuck, dude.
So there's a possibility here that, yes, there could be something in the drain, just some really nasty garbage bullshit. Fine.
Right.
But we'll have you finish up here. But your idea of a biological fucking bug has really got me going over here, man. This is how they get you.
Because that's the second one. The second one's just a clump in there. Maybe it's pulsating,
it's a little
maybe not.
Organic listening device.
But when it's moving.
Dune. Oh, like the hunter seeker.
Right.
Dune.
Yeah, but why pop up years later?
It's because it's been in the
drain.
Well,
that's a different thing.
It's been in the drain the entire time.
I agree with Chris is saying. Now, maybe it evolved. Maybe it's a different thing. But that first thing that seemed to be moving and recoiling of its own accord, 6 inches out of the fucking drain.
No, it's weird.
That's a different breed of cat.
But maybe this is an upgraded version of that. Like that was the first version. Now this
that means also
one.
You have an open drain too, right?
I don't know. That's a good question. Like, is
I've
it one
never
where
had
you pop the plug
open
in?
drain, right? Like it must be an older.
Because I'm used to the grates. I know what Chris is talking about, like
I
the
have
little
grates and now I have modern stuff,
and you have to take it off. But you might have one of those open.
The
where you
OG
put the
ones,
big old plug
you
in.
needed a plastic plug with a chain.
So like a claw tub with like a shower head.
Right. Yeah.
We don't know. We just can't.
I mean, I have to assume it's
makes
open.
sense if you could see in there. Yeah.
If it's 6 inches out of that, though, man,
it's problematic.
Yeah, I've never had shit come out of a drain.
If the soap ever touches that, you can't touch the soap ever again.
You can't. If your toe touches it, you have to talk about amputation seriously with your doctor.
You got to wear Crocs in the tub.
Oh God, that's the most dangerous water we wear everywhere.
No, I would have been buying 16 gallons of bleach and dumping every one of them.
Yeah.
I buy all the bleach. Yeah. All of it. Ammonia, bleach.
Fire?
I'm dumping fire down the drain. Yeah.
I wouldn't even piss on it for fear that it could like crawl up the stream.
Chris is getting acetylene torches out. He's like, here we go, boys. They're fucking every pipe in the house is melted. It's all gone.
Yeah. All right. So we don't know if this is natural born shit or fucking alien tech or something else altogether. We just don't know. We will talk about it.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to wrap this up.
All right.
Unfortunately, there is no follow-up as yet on what further encounters, if any, Terry might have had endured in the ensuing 7 years or so since 2017. As I wrote that earlier, I didn't realize until I was reading it now that the most recent thing was 2023. So in the ensuing year since 2023.
Yeah.
Her last reported thing. But even though this unnerving report is one of the most disturbing accounts we've encountered, children being put to the test like this physically and mentally is horrible. We, like the experiencer herself, deemed it important enough to share, as there are likely others out there who have, or more frighteningly are, experiencing the same sorts of psychological and physical torments, perhaps at the taloned fingers of the reptilians, or maybe the Greys, or maybe some lesser known, perhaps even more prosaic, yet equally nefarious agents. If that is the case, then know that you are not alone. There are people out there who are prepared to listen, as well as those who have shared the dual pain of suffering mental and physical abuse over which they have no control, combined with the social stigma and unnecessary burden of shame that comes with it being associated with paranormal phenomenon. So whether you're looking for practical science-based answers, such as they exist, which is limited, admittedly, or simply spiritual relief, help is available to those who seek it. And in this digital age, it's easier to find now more so than ever. But beware, this is your life, So be cautious in whom you trust, and be particularly wary of those who seek financial remuneration for parapsychological or supposed efforts on behalf of the divine. At the very least, there are safe spaces online, our Discord being one, our Facebook fan page being another, where people will fucking treat you with respect, where you can share your truth without fear of ridicule or torment. And if it's worth saying once, it bears repeating. Always remember, no matter how bad it gets, whether your tormentors are from this world or another, you are not alone.
Fear and Loathing in Mississippi, Reptoid terror and Fungoid horror. Yeah, man, that's so whatever's targeting her, you kind of got the two-prong approach here. I mean, I guess you really don't. It's kind of a one-prong because it's clearly this all kicks off with this reptilian dude. I wonder if that maybe that started everything though. Like, is it the reptilians that are after her, or was that she mentions that she's from an area that's crazy with high strangeness,
like perhaps a window area.
So maybe it is all connected, or kind of like how Chris sometimes goes, where it's actually all just separate incidences, but because she's in this crazy paranormal activity stuff, that maybe it's man,
for the
sake, it's a big one. I want to say that the reptilians are after her, targeting her,
and that's fair. But just
what a weird long game.
For the sake of shits and giggles, let's speculate the alternate side, that she happened to catch a reptilian's guys faltering a smidge for whatever reason.
Okay.
And he was a little embarrassed, but he's like, she's not doing anything. She's not running. She's not making a scene. Chances are she won't tell anybody. And she didn't for over a decade. And even so, it was anonymously online. So in a way that this guy would never be hurt by it. What if it is a more paranormal entity that's tormenting her, tapping on the windows, scuttling, thwacking in the walls, as it were?
Okay.
And then what if it's something else entirely that's in the bathtub? What if this is a nexus point of weird shit, and these three things, and again, we've said it a million times, we'll say it again, just like never take the devil off the table. Diabetes is always there too. Do not discount the human penchant for trying to make patterns where there are none.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as much as you might want to tie this all together, technically, with as far apart as they are, they could very well be a bunch of different things in different cases, or different experiences.
Well, yeah, nothing. There's no indication
there's
that
not really anything.
Abduction. She didn't see any kind of reptoid for that.
Yeah, there's not really any binding material other than it starts with this reptilian thing, and then it ends with this weird
blob in the drain,
organic listening device or whatever in your drain.
But
no,
let's go back the other way.
What's that? The reptilian
motherfucker saw a reptilian. She's all fucking worked up. They're like, oh, you're going to be the target of a fucking pre-programmed onslaught to keep you quiet, of torment, taunting, tapping on windows, scuttling in your walls, and we're throwing a biological fucking surveillance device in your shitter.
It was a drain.
All right, the shower. I'm assuming she doesn't.
Same
I meant shitter as in the bathroom as a totality, not that she shits in the tub.
Right.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. I'm sure she appreciates that.
Sorry, Terry.
So if this is some like reptilian torment, which is not necessarily outside of their
you want to keep someone quiet, what's the
just
best way to do it besides scaring them into not speaking?
Plus you're generating fear and uncertainty,
and you're generating
sucking off your fucking life essence.
People around them. Well, all right, that's extreme reptilian. I don't really know all the
no,
minutia.
That's a part of it too.
I'm sure it is, but you're making your parents think you've got a problem. You're sleeping between them. You're doing crazy. Well, crazy. We'll call it crazy shit because that's how people perceive it. But it's not. It's reasonable when you're afraid.
Oh no,
I'm not saying what she's doing is crazy, but what other people perceive as crazy shit, and so your reliability quotient goes down in the eyes of your parents and your peers maybe, and suddenly it's like, oh no, she's this crazy girl that talks about seeing a reptilian. She does this, and she also says that there's something tapping on her window, and she also says there's something scuttling in her walls. Oh wait, and there's something weird crawling out of her. You could very easily create a gaslighting campaign where one person feels like they're too assaulted to come forward, and if they did come forward and mentioned all of this in the wrong company, they would instantly be labeled as the problem is you because you're the universal, conduit here.
Yeah.
And therefore no one's going to believe your reptilian sighting because they made everything else that you've experienced sound like you are nuts, which is not fair, but really an insidiously ingenious way to go about it.
It just seems like such a long game to keep someone quiet.
Well, I mean, tapping on a window, crawling in a wall.
Yeah, but exactly. Like,
That's not too hard.
No,
but I mean, why
who
not
decides like that's the
after
protocol? Like, if you're okay, somebody caught me. Like, let's go through the guidebook. It says step 1.
Right.
You got to you do these things.
Yeah.
Step 2,
tap the window.
If it is,
right. Like what like.
But if it is intimidation, like if it's an intimidation factor where you're trying to scare her, again, to suck the essence, if you want to go down that reptilian road, because they can feed off of our fear, like the ultra-terrestrials and all that shit, because they're here for us. It's why our emotions and whatnot.
It's like Dr. Sleep.
Exactly.
No,
no,
really.
It is. Yeah, no, it totally is. So I guess if that's the case, then yeah, it does make sense to keep fucking with her because you're getting all that shit generated off of her.
Oh, I didn't
it's
even think
funny how
about
the
that.
whole ultra-terrestrial thing, how they feed off of our fear, 100% crosses over with the reptilians who are also feeding off of our fear. It's like
and adrenochrome.
And adrenochrome, yeah, exactly. Whatever the fuck that is.
Whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah,
I think there's still more aggressive, slightly more aggressive ways than a tap on a window in a fucking
I mean, we've heard stories.
If you
of
want
these,
fear, I mean, I feel like there's more.
We've done stories where these things have just appeared in people's fucking living rooms, like they're just showing up.
What if it's though? I'm going to make a weird.
This is a slow reptile that penetrates the shield.
Okay, you're not wrong. Hold on to that Dune analogy. What if like Silver Bullet, the Stephen King adaptation, greatest Corey Haim movie ever, except for Lost Boys.
I believe it's on Tubi for free
aside.
Right now, good sir.
I'm a huge fan of that movie.
Me
I was a huge fan of Cycle of the Werewolf, the book, and I half-based my unclehood on Gary Busey in that movie. The pre-mad Gary Busey character he played is exactly the kind of uncle I try to be.
Uncle
Always
Busey.
supportive.
Yeah, Uncle Busey.
You make the silver bullet for the kid. You try to fight a werewolf. If it's a solo reptoid stuck in a small town, perhaps like an advanced scout or a weird sub-contingent where he can't break his cover, but he knows he fucked up. He fucked up at this weird mentoring thing. He's trying to slowly convey, reptilian fucking agendas on kids, whatever the fuck his agenda is. And he knows that he can't resort to, big budget fucking spending, big help from the outside. He's alone in this southern tier, fucking keeping this corner of the fucking world reptile friendly, wicked budget, like cheap. He's like, what can I do? I can tap on a window. I can rip my arm off and have it crawl through a wall and come back. I don't know if reptiles can do that. I'm assuming, or it'll grow back. I don't fucking know.
So
does he have the tech to float to a second store window?
I mean, or he can climb. He's got claws. I mean, I don't know.
Climbing a house, we'd fucking hear that.
You don't know that.
I 100%
all right,
know that.
All right, fine. He can float. Whatever. I mean, just follow me on this trail.
All right, fine.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get her.
Right, just give it to him.
Him or her.
Questions. Keep it yourself.
Yeah,
listen to the story.
Let him do his thing.
However, this fuckall, do not patronize me. However, this fuckall gets to the second story window. Either by floating tech or climbing. Silent climbing. Silencers on the talent. Sorry.
Like in Lost Boys.
My point is,
when he floats,
this man might be working on a
Michael.
budget.
Vampires, not reptoids.
No fucking support.
Unless it was a vampire.
So maybe a reptoid got bit by a vampire. I can't rule that out.
Maybe it wasn't a reptoid.
It was a fucking vampire.
Well,
do
they have the slit eyes? I don't know.
Has anybody ever captured a vampire to tell you what kind of eyes they have?
Yes.
Touché.
Oh, fuck you, dude. Thousands of years of lore should have told us that they had a slit pupil.
Fucking got you.
You got me. You got nothing.
Fuck you, I got you.
You got turds on the wall, sir. Watch it for
vampires
us.
Can transform in some things into different animals.
All right, fair enough. You're right. Fuck. All right.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Chris. You're right. But did they ever turn into snakes?
Fuck me, Chris.
Do they ever turn into fucking cats?
Me.
They always turn into wolves or bats.
Yeah.
All right, but now Rob is onto something here, though, where you have this lone reptilian. He's basically a missionary, like a Mormon, not a Mormon like we know them, but the idea of he's on a mission. He's out there spreading the good gospel of the reptilians, all the awful fucking shit they're gonna do to you.
Yeah.
Trying to get the kids in, like, how do you guys feel about alligators? Like, all fucking stoked. I mean,
yeah, that's exactly.
So that's what he was teaching at this thing that she was at.
I'm just hypothetically saying that, like, if he is in this little part of wherever and he has no budget, let Mark
take this journey.
He can't. He's
asking.
He's got no budget. He can't get a hold of his people to get more money down because budget's fucking tight. You know why?
You're hearing me.
Because all their fucking money is run through the goddamn U.S. government. And guess what? When you're not giving money to other people out there, you can't get to the reptoids.
It's not on the gold standard.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just want to throw that in.
Yeah. What about silver? One thinks about that.
No, keep going, dude, because you were picking up what I was dropping.
Let's go into I'm sorry. A silver commercial.
My point is this.
God damn it. I want to do a silver commercial.
All I see is Mark's eyes because he's completely blocked. He's behind everything.
There you are.
I know we have all sorts of new screens and fucking crazy shit.
If you invest in silver, you are tacitly...
Oh, gee, that was not the fucking point,
Yes, because then you're not supporting the reptilians.
Okay.
Invest in silver, and then that's how you fight the reptilians on a financial matter.
Right.
Vote with your dollars, people.
Chris is right. It's a vampire. I can't do this.
See?
I can't do it. I just can't do this.
Yes.
My answers are simple and they make sense.
Mark's talking about... I mean, the fucking Reptoids were about to go to Bitcoin, and I didn't know where I was going to go. I wouldn't have a home next.
Yeah.
I'm fucking dying on the inside.
Thankfully for now, it appears as though everything with Terry has calmed down.
Well, that's the most important thing.
She did experience something really fucking
terrifying,
bizarre, and not to mention, I mean, I know that we're joking around and everything, but having physical implications.
Oh, terrible.
Which is really fucking terrible.
She's a child.
Exactly.
Unacceptable.
So hopefully everything works out, and just for her in its apartment. And I mean, who knows? Maybe if this is just like a one-off thing that, I don't know, man. It's one of those things you kind of hope it doesn't ever like reappear again. But this thing seems to go in cycles. Whenever these weird things happen, they 1 year this, next year this, next year that. So hopefully that kind of ends up breaking for her because that's just fun. It's no way to live on. On a very serious note, that is no way to live.
You want to take a shower and just be like, oh, no, this is the good time.
Yeah,
this is where
it should be my relaxing. My voice sounds good to me at least.
Exactly.
Fucking moment of chill.
Yeah.
No, when you have, I've had panic attacks in the shower where I was fucking freaked out to shower for a while, years and years ago. And fucking, you'd have to do it anyway because your dick needs to be cleaned. But fucking, I was like, I'm getting in here, I'm scrubbing quick. The smell of shampoo brings back a fucking, panic. Terrible fucking panic attacks.
Wow. All right, man. I'm fucking, I'm kind of hurt. I don't know why.
No, don't. It's not about me. We're feeling for Terry now. I'm good now. I can languish.
No, what you just told me.
I can roll in the shower. I can fucking feel the steam. I love it.
Use our code on BetterHelp, bitch.
Dude,
for the love of God.
No one wants to visit my mind palace.
Hellerspace.com.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare shoal.
They're not even sponsoring this episode. Fucking do it.
My point is, I have mad empathy for the difficult shower.
No, it sucks, man.
Yes,
totally.
And I do hope Terry's doing all right. And also, obviously we have tons of fun with this, but like I say, in the more serious note I ended this on, and I think it's important, do find people you can talk to.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. I can't recommend to anybody. I can't tell you like, I know these people are legit and these people are not, but be cautious, be pragmatic. Find groups of people you can talk to if you can, and if you need an exorcism, there's people for that. If you need people that are trying to be more academically minded, I mean, now we have this whole Soul Foundation stuff. I'm not saying go to them yet. I don't think they have like field operators.
Yeah, no,
but I'm just saying there are people out there that can help you.
Yeah, you find your own community.
Are definitely not alone, because I know there's at least one person out there that's going to hear this. I don't know when, and I'm talking to you right now. No matter how bad it feels, you aren't alone. There are, even if it's completely legitimate, even if it's completely like just normal world shit beating you down.
Yeah.
You're not alone. There are ways to get help, and there are people that will listen and care about you.
100%.
Keep plugging away, because that's the most important thing.
Yeah,
there you go, man. Keep your head up. Keep moving forward. Thank you for joining us, Cryptonaut Podcast. Robert, Patreon, shout-outs to do, good sir, for the good folks to support us over there.
Bless them
at
each and every one.
patreon.com/Cryptonaut Podcast.
Tastes like a bruise.
Thank you, Tastes Like a Bruise.
John F. Carter Jr.
Thank you, John F. Carter.
Maybe or maybe not of Mars.
We're not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
We appreciate your support.
If this is your real name and you get sick of these fucking references, I apologize. But that film was such a big flop, I doubt many people do that.
Jesus.
I loved the fucking Edgar Rice Burroughs books. I did as a kid. They were great.
Yeah, but the movie was...
the movie wasn't even that bad.
Didn't see it.
It really wasn't that bad. Okay. Honestly, no one should shit on that movie. It just wasn't meant for mass appeal. You can't spend that much money and not have a mass appeal movie. It was meant for fuckers like me who read the books as a kid because my dad had all of them because he was a kid of the fucking 30s.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
All right, moving on.
My point is, John F. Carter Jr., thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate your monthly your contribution. Thank you.
Jason Barber, I'm sorry. I don't have a literary illusion for you.
There you go.
Thank you. Shannon Smith.
Thank you, Shannon.
Alan Rich.
Hell yeah, Alan. Thank you so much.
Plunder Bunny.
Oh, Plunder Bunny. Thank you. We appreciate it.
I love that. I love the high piracy of that fucking lepus.
I know.
Plunder
really.
is just a great word.
It's
Zachary Kuchnicki.
Thank you, Zachary.
Not Cuck. I learned my lesson when I said that in the fucking rehearsal.
Yeah, no, that is not. It's Kuchnicki.
The rehearsal. The dress rehearsal.
If you can call it that, yeah.
Seriously.
The dry run.
No, Kuchnicki.
The dry hump of the names that
and
we
you know
always
what,
do.
Zachary? If we fucked up, because we probably did, get a hold of me, we'll fix it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Saturated sloth.
Oh, thank you, Saturated Sloth.
We're going to round this up. Van.
Simply Van.
Oh, here in my van.
Thank you. Again, patreon.com/Cryptonaut podcast. Check it out. There, all kinds of bonus audio stuff. We're up to episode 2-something. And of course, if you do not want to use the Spotify app to listen to the bonus audio, you can do that on Spotify.
Yes,
a lot of our listeners are like, holy shit, you guys are now on Spotify, the Patreon. I'm like, yes, it's very easy to connect. Comes together perfectly. Not a big deal. Super simple. Thank you, Spotify. We appreciate the integration.
Oh, such a help.
It means quite the world to us to make things easier on our listeners to connect with us. So we appreciate that. The Instas and the Twitters and the Facebooks, we're out there. We're doing it. We're making things happen on the social, the medias. I guess, I don't know, fucking Instagram and Facebook died or something today. I was in a shit tank for most of the day, so I missed the world stopping event where everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
He was on the turd wall. Chris and I were probably not on Facebook.
You guys were asleep,
know.
and I was in the turd wall, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Get your t-shirts, TeePublic. We got hellerspace.com. Summer's coming around here. Also, 2 Crowd Made over there at cryptonautmerch.com. Check it out there. We appreciate buying the merch. Be sure to post it up on the social medias. I got to show you guys a picture. A buddy of ours from Pit Viper, Raven, what up?
Oh, yeah.
Recently put up a picture of herself on the official Pit Viper Gives a Fuck.
What?
Yeah, wearing one of our shirts.
Dope.
Yeah, man. There you go. She's the best, dude. She's so awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. And also, before we get out of here, we got to give a couple of thank yous here. For one, this letter here, awesome letter, comes from our good buddy Dana Bruce.
Oh, Dana.
Yeah, this package actually came a while ago, but we had a whole bunch of shit where we were not in the studio. We weren't all together. So actually, I believe Robert and I opened it. We split the Tim Tams equally because the Tim Tams are delicious.
Oh, no, we saved some for Chris.
No, I know, but equally as in we left some.
I noticed. I came in to do the fucking webcams, and I know you said there was some shit, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, did they fucking eat it all? I looked in there, I saw it, and I'm like, and I looked, and I'm like, you took your allocated.
We did.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to take mine before I lose it.
Mark and I each had 2 Tim Tams.
Okay.
You ate a pile of Tim Tams, but you saved me 2 Tim Tams.
Now, my daughter also had a Tim Tam.
I love Tim
say,
Tam.
Wait, yeah.
Oh, I know. I wasn't accusing you.
6 were gone. So I'm like,
oh,
so that
6 were gone. Do we have? Oh,
there must have been.
Evie. Of
Yeah,
course. She's allowed. Of course, Evie's allowed.
I just took 3.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We all got Tim Tams thanks to Dana Bruce.
We did.
The world traveling Dana Bruce.
Dude, we have little bottles of booze.
Which Chris and I have already had some.
Yeah.
Look at this print that she got us.
I love that print.
That print is fucking
That's so dense
awesome,
and beautiful.
dude. It is
Dana,
so
thank you
fucking
so
sweet.
much.
Dana, thank you. We appreciate that. And I love that it's right. I'll have to put a picture of it up on the Instagram, but it's like right above the no fucking in the studio and next to the fucking the
Octosquatch.
The Octosquatch.
Yeah.
Which actually that's one of the first pieces of like fan art. That
Absolutely.
we ever got,
I think it was the very first.
It was the very first. And also too, we want to give a very special shout out here to Kelly Ross from Rogue Tattoo. Now, I talk with her all the time on the DMs and whatnots and Insta. She's super cool, and she sent me a picture, and it's this picture over here of this like
put up.
Oh, the fucking predator in the glade.
Yes, it's like it's like an old picture, and you like paint the predator on there and shit. I'm gonna put a picture of that up too.
Oh, it's beautiful,
and it's fucking so awesome.
It's
She's the
It
best.
fits in so perfectly. It looks like it was always in that painting.
It's so cool. And I was when she sent me the picture of it, I'm like, oh my god. And then when it actually arrived, and I'm like, oh shit, this is perfect. I love it. She did such a
It's amazing.
job.
Yeah, thank you, Kelly.
It's awesome. Thank you. Yes, thank you again, Dana. Thank you again, Kelly. We appreciate all the gifts and whatnot. It is super cool. So yeah, there you have it. Thank you all. Oh no,
we got to finish our Hebe.
Oh, our
discussion.
Hebe shout out. Yes. So a listener of ours, a longtime listener, Hebe, recently started her own podcast. Which, if you were gonna just look up the Hebe Jeebies podcast,
but spell it accurately.
HEBEJEEBIES, all one word.
Yes.
Heebie-jeebies. And yeah, she
because that took me a minute to find it. I'll be honest.
Oh, did it really?
Because I'm slow. I'm an old man on the internet.
Well,
don't say that's not a reflection of what Hebe did. I'm just saying it took me a minute.
You can't find it.
Well,
yeah,
I typed.
It's okay.
Just shut the fuck. I did my best.
You tried.
But I will say this.
I literally but here's the thing. Okay, I literally sent you the goddamn link to her show on your phone.
That's not
so you
the point.
could click it and you have Spotify. Open up.
I don't listen to podcasts on my phone. That's for talking and like crossword puzzles.
Where do you listen?
I fucking listen to it on my fucking desktop while I'm fucking writing and drawing.
Is she on? Oh, okay.
Fair.
So
yeah, she's on the desktop. I found it there, and I listened to both episodes
Making
there.
your life more complicated.
I will say this. I mean, I knew that fucking Hebe was a queen. I didn't realize she was the fucking queen. This woman's voice is so goddamn elegant, sophisticated, regal even. Like, I heard her speak, and I'm like, oh, your duchessness. I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
I was going to ask her, actually, like, if she has vocal training.
It's imperious.
Because the way her cadence,
without sounding condescending,
her cadence is perfect when she talks. I'm like, how do you do that?
Is it just the province where she was born and the education she got, or is it proper
you know
training?
why? Because she talks like a normal human.
No,
as opposed to us three. Are you fucking assholes?
We're dinks.
Everyone.
No, seriously.
Well, we are dinks, and we suck even by American standards. But America sucks. Period.
What I really enjoy about her show, though, it's her doing well informed single narration.
Yeah,
this is what we do.
That's hard to do.
It is, and what we do is not single narration, which is why I prefer to go listen to single narration.
It's garbage plate. What we do.
Well, yeah. I mean,
she takes facts, presents them in such, like I say, an elegant and refined way.
1 star.
I mean,
terrible.
Yeah, we blow. I mean, I don't know why. Just listen to her podcast.
Talk over each other. Bunch of dinks. 1 star. Negative 4 stars.
We are fucking awful.
I'm gonna leave Hebe a review. It's like 5 stars. Totally not a dink. Completely not a dink.
Only one person.
Excellent voice. Excellent voice.
No, she's definitely gonna get a 5-star for me. And
super informative.
Where's all the swearing?
Yeah, dude.
Profanity free.
I love the because
in the year
smart.
after 23.
Yeah,
fuck
because
that.
I would give her probably like a year and a half to maybe 2 years, and she's going to be the biggest goddamn thing in podcasting.
Oh, she'll be great.
100%.
Yeah, no, she's fantastic. No, seriously, all our bullshit aside,
it's awesome.
It's well researched. It's fascinating. I mean, we did the not the Black Shuck, but we did the Nameless Horror of Berkeley Square.
We did, yes.
And it is the same clusterfuck you always get with us, and it's fine. But she really delivered the goods, and it's dramatic, and it's exciting, and it's informative,
too,
yeah. and you feel like you're just hanging out with a friend. And I was like, oh shit, I had no idea. I had no idea of the depth.
Yeah, no,
not that I ever underestimated Hebe. I was just like,
I didn't know
she's awesome.
But I didn't know she was going to do a show.
Hot diggity damn.
Yeah.
She brings the goods. So give her a chance. Check it out. It's worth it.
Sure. Yes, check it out there again. That is the Hebe Jeebies podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts out there. Check that out. And before we get out of here, I'm just going to do one more quick little shout here because, I mean, this is technically, we're recording this on March 5th. It's not coming out for like 2 more weeks or whatever. But our buddy, Mr. Derek Hayes, we did the interview with him and David Flora.
I was going to mention that. That came out today, though.
Yeah, actually, the Shadows in the Desert, High Strangeness, and the Borrego Triangle actually is out today, March 5th on all the streaming. I already put a thing on Instagram today telling people to go check it out.
Right.
But this is obviously coming out a couple weeks later. So, if you haven't checked it out yet, check it out. It's totally worth it. It's super fun. It's a good time. And there's a DVD that's going to be for pre-order on Amazon, and I'm gonna probably order the DVD, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Derek, you better see if you can sign this for me." I'm gonna
send it to you, but sign it for free.
I'm gonna mail it to Derek, have him sign,
You better have fucking
for me.
Self-addressed stamped, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm gonna send him a special package. Don't you worry
yeah,
about it.
you better.
That's right.
With odds and ends.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Just not from the shit pile.
Yeah, nice. So check that out. So yeah, man, there you have it. Thank you all so very much, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah.
Out of here.
As long as you like it sloppy. We're your go-to boys.
1-star review. Terrible.
Oh my god. That was my
Did
favorite.
You read that one?
Oh my god. Of course I do.
Fucking
I read the reviews.
Love it,
that was the most recent one.
There was 2 shit back-to-back reviews, and I fucking laughed my ass off at both of them. I was like, oh my god, this is great. And we recently got one that was really good, but
we always get great ones. That's a joy, and I always say, please leave great ones because my ego thrives on it. But that having been said, the terrible ones delight me too.
Yeah, they're
it's just like, we blow.
I just like I like that we ruin someone's time.
What I love is that
it's like
I know what to tell you.
It's the most punk rock thing you could do.
Did you really think that this was a newsflash to any of us?
Did
you really think you were the bearer of bad news, fuckface?
Jesus Christ, we do
God, listen to our voices. Look into our eyes. We know we suck.
Yeah, it's okay.
We're just doing what we can, buddy.
Yeah, but you're on the other end listening, and we're here doing it. So
fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
Who wins? Yeah, they don't win just because they do.
No, but you know what? I mean, if leaving reviews is your thing, and you want to help Uncle Bobby on them tough days when he's got his weird sleep paralysis,
when I'm crying in the shower, fucking
kicking
my foot on the floor, trying to wake up in the bathtub so I don't drown.
He's crying because of the smell of shampoo.
It's all on you guys.
Hey, you guys send triggers. I obviously don't use that shampoo anymore. Scent triggers can fucking be a thing.
Oh my God!
Fuck all y'all. I love you anyway.
Jesus, is that why you're surrounded with your ungulates or whatever? Your ungulates?
First, I don't have hooved animals anywhere around here.
I'm sorry,
you dill.
Your unguents.
Yeah, I have unguents. I like to smell mint. It refreshes me.
If you want to help Uncle Rob traverse his nightmare of a mind and emotions, go leave a review and address him specifically. Be like, X amount of stars. Rob and Mark and Chris are fine, but Rob, he's the shining star.
Come on, now I feel like that's a pity party.
No,
I'm not interested in that.
It's not a pity party.
Listen,
people helping your mental health.
For the record, I am old enough and I drink enough to have fine mental health at this point.
Oh, Jesus.
I've learned to put my demons in cages and I drown the rest of them. I survive, sir. No, I thrive. I have learned. I don't suffer like I did in my 20s.
Okay, all right,
no.
Cool. All right, well, you know what? There it is. Leave Rob some good reviews.
Jesus Christ.
And we'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, do it, though.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, friends. Boop, 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 boop.